Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, we will be considering a new pattern which is based on the Gann formation. The name is Let us now head to the JForex 4, the newly released trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. This is the Dow Jones Industrial Average chart. Let me change it to the Euro USD. And from here you can find these indicator simply by a quick search. If you type in, or even if you want to know where this is listed, you can go for the add indicator option. Here you will find it Gann, high, low. If you type in, so here it comes, Gann, high, low activator. There are three different indicators in this series. This is a one type of, you can say, a moving average. This is a bit different and computed differently in comparison to the other moving averages. We consider both the price series, the highs as well as low, depending on the context. And by context, it simply tries to see if the underlying instrument is trending up or trending down, and depending on that we get this computation done. So high-low activator, sometimes the high is used for the calculation of these Gann high-low activator, and sometimes the low is used. And let me explain to you when these changes occur. When the underlying instrument is trending up, its closing price will tend to be higher in comparison to these Gann high-low activator plotting. So if we have the upward momentum, then this formation is going to be on the lower side. It will be below the closing price of this candlestick formation, each candle. But when the price drops below these Gann HiLo activator, then the computation will change. The trend is considered to be changing. So when the underlying instrument goes in a downtrend, as per the Gann HiLo activator, we will have these plotting on the higher side, with the computation being done using highs of last three candle periods. So for this formation, both when it is trending up, the lows of last three candle periods are used for the computation, and when the momentum is bearish, the highs of last three candle periods are simply used to compute these Gann high-low activator. Let me now explain to you some editing options. So here the combination is 3 and SMA. So if we go for the edit indicator option, you will see that we can vary the moving average type. We can go for all these types of moving averages: SMA, EMA, WMA, DEMA, TMA. So these options are there. I think some firework is going on nearby, so because of that, we're hearing these noises. The loopback period can also be varied. We get options. You can increase or decrease minimum is 2. And you can even vary these moving averages. You can go for SMA, EMA. So whenever you go for these different types of moving averages, you will have this plotting changing one by one. You can try out all these options. Okay, let me now revert back to SMA. So the computation is simple. It takes into consideration the trend, and accordingly this computation is done. And as I said, when we have this upward momentum, then the lows are used to compute the SMA for last three candle periods, and we can always change. We can change the computation period. You can increase or decrease the three, which is the default parameter, to any number of candle periods which you want to take into consideration. And also the type of moving average can also be varied. And for utilizing this formation, you can use it to optimize your trade entries and exits. So when we see that we have taken a buy trade while keeping in mind the underlying trend to be up, if here for example, and then we see that the momentum is now likely to shift with this candle period finally closing below this Gann HiLo activator after the substantial up move, we can take it as a sign that might be we are going to encounter a phase where the underlying instrument is going to go sideways. So this might be the time to close the position. So you can go for a profit booking, or you can even try to initiate a short sale trade while keeping good enough buffer on the higher side. So in this context, suppose if you had closed your profitable trade, then you would have been able to lock in a good amount of money. Then if you want to initiate a short sale trade while keeping the stop loss just little above this prior swing low, you could have done that. After staying in this consolidation phase with slightly move on the lower side, it would have eventually closed in loss with a small stop loss if you had not gone for the profit booking. So both these things can be done. You can use this formation to initiate the trade, as well as you can use it to close the trade. And as I said, we can vary these parameters. Suppose if you want to have more smoothing factors, we can try out different combinations. Let's see how it will work when we use 10 as the calculation period for the Gann HiLo activator. Now here you can notice that this sudden shift you see in the plotting is because of the difference in nature of the computation. Sometimes the low is used. So here till this particular candle period, the low was used to compute the SMA for last three candle periods. Then here the change occurred, and high of last 10 candle periods was used to compute the SMA. So because of that, this sudden change is visible on the chart. Same thing happens whenever there is a trend change as per the Gann HiLo activator. So that is why we see these sudden shifts happening, and not much of an smooth plotting. The plotting is not really smooth. Whereas if we use traditional moving averages, we will have quite smooth plotting of these moving averages. So that is the major difference in comparison to the normal moving averages which we use directly. So that is one key difference of this Gann HiLo activator in comparison to the other traditional moving averages, and that also enhances its utility. Now let us see what we can do for output editing as well. We can always go for different color combinations of our choice depending on your preferences. Suppose if you want these indicators output to be easily distinguishable whether it is up or trending down, you can go for different color combinations. So here you can opt for a different color combination, and on this side you can go for a different styling can also be varied. So we get all these options here. It can also be varied, so all these options are provided to you. There is nothing much we can do in terms of levels, but here you can notice that the color combination is now giving us more colorful output of this indicator. Recalculate on new candle only. Suppose if you want this calculation to be done on only new candle, then you can opt in for this. It is not going to make much of a difference though. Highlight the time period zone if you want to have this calculation period highlighted, whether you are using 3 or any other candle period, you can get it highlighted, and it will be equally easy for you to notice and keep in mind what is the calculation period. So you can go for this option, calculate from custom data. You can customize these indicators calculation. You can go for the instrument preference. You can also have a different calculation defined by a particular candle period of your choice, regardless of what is the chart's candle period. Suppose if you want to specify 15 minutes as the calculation period for this indicator, you can do that as well. On a shorter display, now let me go for this. Alright, it is I think taking some time to plot, but we should have it pretty soon. Okay, so here it comes. Now here, though the chart is drawn using the candle period of hourly, we have the plotting of the Gann HiLo using the each candle period at 15 minutes only. Otherwise, all these other parameters are the same. So now I am again reverting back to use from the chart. Spread side can be asked for bid. So two options are here. You can vary your spread side. Show indicator on all the periods. You can have this indicator available on all the candle periods whenever you change the candle period from the chart, or else you can specify on which particular candle period you want it, and only on that particular candle period you will have it. So here I have chosen 1 hour and 5 minutes, so only on these time frames 1 hour and 5 minutes we will have this formation in place. All right, and if I go for other candle period, here it is not visible anymore. Okay, so here I'm back to the hourly. So all these options can be utilized to have this formation defined in a personal manner. However you want to define it, customize it, you can do that. So all these options are there on the platform, so you can go and try experimenting, and whichever formation with any of these parameters configuration you feel is likely to be helpful for figuring out higher probability trades, I would say that then my job is done, because you will have to try it out, you will have to see how it works out, you will have to try different combinations, experiment with it, and only then you will be able to come up with a good enough combination to be incorporated in your existing trading system, or you can always define and design new systems as well. So that's all from my side for today's session of JForex Indicators Explained. If you have any idea or query to share, do write to me in feedback, and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. See you next time around. Till then, have a good day. Goodbye.